Williams is on YouTube. Check it out, folks. He travels around the country covering all types of cases like this.
What is up, my beautiful people? It is good to be back. Good to see you again. There's like 300 of you in the chat room already. I've seen some of you people asking, is this live or is this a premiere? Okay, if you see a countdown with me in it, like the video, it is absolutely live. That is my countdown to the live. The other countdowns are like YouTube countdowns. Them are premieres of videos. So I just dropped a video. So I'm sure it's kind of confusing when I'm live and when it's a video and all that good stuff. But I am absolutely live right now. So smash that like button for me. I feel my heart beating. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So we're going to open the call-in lines up tonight. I have them on the screen. But, you know, there's new information coming out. A little bit of new information anyway. A video dropped from the neighbor where we seen the police at the house right after they found the 3 dead bodies. They had Jordan outside. Some say he was in handcuffs. Not quite sure. It's hard to make out if he was or not. But Clayton's fiance, we know now, is the one that found him. And David Harrington was the one sitting up in the chair. Okay. So later on, police found Clayton and Ricky. Okay, they found them later on after they found David Harrington sitting in the chair. So they must have been a little distance apart. The neighbor filmed a little of that interaction, like I said. And then, you know, of course, some of Ricky's family came out and they spoke with News Nation saying today, is it after 12? Yes, after 12. So today they're going to be meeting with the prosecutor to try to see if they can bring charges up on somebody. Now, they didn't specify who, but hey, look, who's there? Jordan Willis, right? Alex Lee, them are the only two people it could be. And Alex didn't live there, so most likely it is the man Jordan that they're going to see prosecutors against. And if they're trying to get him arrested for killing him, I think that's going to be a little hard with no evidence. But I think the right route to go is he didn't report the deaths. Okay, he didn't report the deaths. That is criminal. That carries a little bit of jail time, prison time, things of that nature. It ain't going to put him away forever, but that would be a little bit of justice for the Kansas City 3. No charges, no prosecutor. They likely mean the district attorney. Okay, well, hopefully something comes out of it, because we got to admit, this guy had to know these people were in his backyard. Now, there's the big conspiracy. Did he kill him? Did Alex sell him drugs? Okay, guys. Anyway, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Don't sue me. Okay. This is just all allegedly. Make up your own mind, do all your own research. But it appears they're trying to do something. And we know he did violate at least that law, not reporting the deaths of his friends. There's no why would he have needed the noise canceling headphones in a house by itself? Why'd they leave the wallets up on the table? That didn't make no sense. And I mean, people are saying cover up in the chat room. I mean, I don't know if it's a cover up. And there's a new video that came out, a new news report, and it's titled, "Who is Justin Willis?" So we're going to jump into that, and then I'm going to open up the call lines for you guys, okay? Let me skip that. All right, let me blow this up for you guys so y'all can see it. Share the screen with you. Okay, let's just blow this up.
News Nation obtaining this video of the night the bodies were found, 2 days after the friends went over there. You can see Willis in cuffs on the porch of the house. A neighbor shot the video on his cell phone. We now know Willis was uncuffed and allowed to go back inside. And police are not treating this as a homicide as of now. They're still saying no signs of foul play, which is infuriating family members of the victims. Jordan Willis is 38 years old, a respected HIV scientist and
HIV scientist. That just seems so. Look, now I know the conspiracy people out here, they're screaming conspiracy, cover up, all these things. All right, because this is just strange. Beheading live on YouTube now. Oh, the beheading. Okay, guys, a little off topic. Yes, there was a video that surfaced of a young man beheading his father today on the internet. We are going to have a video on that later that should be dropping by the morning. I'm going to be talking about that. But right now, we're doing the call in for in the news on the 3 that lost their life in Kansas. But we will get on into the young man chopping his father's head off and showing it on YouTube. They left it up there, from what I'm hearing, like 6 hours. I actually watched the video, and it will give you nightmares. The young man, literally, trigger warning people, he has his father's head in a plastic bag. And I don't know if it's a plastic bag, but he has it wrapped in plastic, and he's holding his dad's head. It is just super graphic. I seen it on Twitter. Okay. I recommend you don't watch it, But we will be sharing the story, a little bit about him, his father, stuff like that later on. Okay, so let's get back to this.
Researcher in the Kansas City area who works with the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative Neutralizing Antibody Center, originally a Virginia native who received a PhD in chemical and physical biology from Vanderbilt in 2014. He also received an award in 2022 for his significant contributions to HIV vaccine development. After college, he spent close to 10 years in Nashville and San Diego doing his graduate and postdoctoral work before returning to Kansas City.
So he was here in Virginia.
Where he reignited his friendship with the three men he knew from high school. And now people who know him are coming to his defense. A friend slamming speculation that Willis had anything to do with the deaths of his three friends, 37-year-old David Harrington, 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, and 36-year-old Clayton McGeeney. Quote, he didn't get to say goodbye or go to their funerals due to the circumstances of these wild speculations and accusations. No one seems to be willing to wait for the results of the toxicology reports or wait for any other facts from the police department from a case that is still under investigation.
Yeah, but we know the circumstances. Even if it comes back with them on drugs, okay? We know that they got drugs in their system. It still don't explain why he didn't report them dead, why he didn't go into his backyard, why he didn't look for them, why he didn't answer his phone, why their wallets were on the table, why somebody had to break into his house to get a hold of him. Yeah, I call BS on that too, Lisa B in the chat. I call complete BS. He could have went to them funerals. He could have went and contacted the families. Instead of going and contacting the families and letting them know what happened, what did he do? He went and lawyered up and hasn't said nothing to the families. That's why he wasn't able to go to the funerals. So I don't want to hear that bitching and crying from him. He did that to himself. And then he moves out the house and says it's because of death threats and things like that. There wasn't nobody threatening him. He moved out. He was already packing when they were laying in the backyard freezing.
Willis's family further took to his defense, his father issuing a statement claiming he would never in a million years do anything. These were all good friends of his. They were all people he went to school with. He took them to a football game the day before for the Chiefs. Willis's attorney, John Paserno, even saying he'd made plans with the men for a future date, claiming he'd bought tickets for all of them to go to the next Chiefs game. He didn't want any harm to come to them. There was no ill will.
Now, I don't know what the motive would be for anybody to take these three's life, especially their friend. Okay. But now we got to be talking. He is a mad scientist. Okay. But still, I haven't been able to put no motive together unless he was working on something and he tried it out on his friends, or they were all doing drugs together and he drugged them out into the yard. But I believe wherever they didn't die in the backyard, I believe they died in that house. And that's why he wanted to get out that house so fast. Just my thoughts. You guys let me know in the side chat.
News Nation correspondent Alex Capriello joins us now. He's been knocking on doors and speaking to neighbors in that area. Alex, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. So what are people saying about him?
Yeah, it really depends on who you ask, Dan. If you speak to the neighbors here, they'll tell you they just really don't know much about Jordan. From what I can tell, he really kept to himself, stayed in his house most of the time. A lot of dog walkers around here, for example.
That's what all them crazy people do. They stay to themselves in the house. You don't never know them until they kill everybody.
We know Jordan had 2 pit bulls, but he was never really seen walking his dog. So a lot of mystery about who this guy was. Now, speaking to both the family of the victims and also the friends that I've been able to connect with, they tell me that Jordan did hang around with these guys every once in a while, but he wasn't necessarily a part of the same.
They just said he was an HIV. He worked on HIV vaccinations. So that don't sound too much like a computer analyst. He had awards for his work and things of that nature. So it does sound like he is an official scientist. And that means when he gets mad, he's a mad scientist. Okay. When he kills people, he's a psycho scientist.
Crew of men that grew up together from high school and beyond. So a lot of speculation about what his involvement was, just how tight he was with these guys, but not really that much that we can glean from the neighborhood.
Let me play a little bit of some of the family reactions. A lot of people are very angry with Jordan Willis. This is number 5.
Last time we saw him, they were leaving the house, but he didn't know that they had left. So that doesn't make much sense.
I think a lot of people know more than they're saying.
You can't tell me he didn't know those bodies were back there in the backyard.
How do you not know there's 3 dead bodies in the back porch?
Yeah, there's so many questions being asked about him, and I understand.
See, I don't think they have them for murder, guys. I don't think they're going to be able to get them for the murder of these 3 dudes. I just don't. I think what everybody should be going for justice is him not reporting the deaths. Okay, I've been saying this from the beginning. His crime is not reporting the deaths of his friends. He knew his friends did drugs and died. He probably panicked, was scared. Instead of doing something, he did nothing. And he should pay for that. Okay, he should pay it for that, not reporting the deaths. He should be locked up for it. I don't know how long you get for that, but he should definitely go to jail for that. And I'm sure, I hope that's what the family is going down there to talk to them about today. Because if you go down there screaming, arrest this dude for murder, and there's no proof he committed murder, there's more proof with the inconsistent statements that he didn't report the deaths of his friends. Okay, he went on the couch, he went to sleep, he had noise. If you by yourself, you don't need noise canceling headphones. How did you not see their car? How did you not see their wallet? How did you not see their keys? Why didn't you answer the phone? Why didn't you report the death? That's what I would be going with. But if you go in there going put them in jail for murder with no proof, they didn't search the house, they don't have no drugs, no drug paraphernalia, none of that stuff. But I know this, they didn't die in that house. They didn't die in that house and then walk outside and drop dead. I mean, you can't die in the house and walk anyway, but I mean, they didn't walk outside and die. They died inside of that house.
Understand why his lawyer would probably be advising him to be careful about exactly what he says and wait for the toxicology reports
on that.
But if the story is exactly as he says it, right, that he was just in his house and 2 days later someone else finds these bodies in his backyard and he had no idea, you would think that he really might want to come out himself and say something like that. Do we have any indication that he might speak out publicly?
That's what I said. I don't care what your lawyer's telling you out there, Jordan. You need to talk publicly because your lawyer is an idiot. Your lawyer needs a lawyer. He's made you look so bad in the media with inconsistent statements. If you would have just came out one time and gave one statement and not said nothing else, it would have been a lot better than your lawyer going on a world tour so he can get his face famous and telling inconsistent statements constantly. So he gets a little bit of media attention. It was like he was reaching out to the media. He was putting attention on you you probably didn't need. From the beginning, you probably don't owe the public nothing, but you should have went and sat down with that family because this family now is trying to get your ass locked up. All you had to do is let them know the truth, sit down with them and say, hey, look, if you was doing something wrong with them, let them know you were doing something wrong with them. These people need closure is what they need. Okay, and that's what they want. They know they can't bring their loved ones back. We can't bring Ricky, Clayton, David back, right? But everybody just wants answers, something that makes sense. These people got to try to mourn the deaths of these people, and they don't even really know how they died.
Yeah, look, I tried getting in contact with his actual attorney, trying to get just the latest on Jordan, not to mention his story, but also how he's feeling with all this stuff going on surrounding him. The lawyer's not talking, not until a toxicology report comes out, and really, that was the final word that I got from him.
Okay, that's the newest information tonight. The lawyer has lawyered up, okay? We got to wait till we hear from the attorney's attorney at this point.
But I think you're right. I think a lot of people are expecting him to, shout from the rooftops his innocence or just what he was actually going through for those 48 hours. Because I'll tell you, neighbors here are skeptical about that story. They find it hard to believe. And just from what I could tell with my own eyes, looking at the backyard, a lot of windows back there leading out to the patio and to the.
That's what I'm saying. You hear that? There's a big sliding door. There's all those windows. I mean, how did he not look into his backyard? He wasn't checking out the snow. He didn't see their vehicles. He didn't see their wallets. He didn't reply to their messages. He said all their phone calls went to robocalls. Here's the thing. Alex texted him and called him himself. He's his friend. Why did his number go to a robocall or something like that? It shouldn't have. He should have been saved into the phone. So all this stuff is not making sense. I hope the parents get something going tomorrow, and that would be not reporting a death, you know, because I don't see no murder case out of this. I think it's too late with them not searching and not, you know, ruling it out right in the very beginning without knowing all the information.
The chair where we know David Harrington was found.
I don't know, Tiff.
Upright.
I'll text you in a little bit.
So it feels really hard to believe that someone could actually be there for 2 full days and not see 3 friends in the backyard. But that's the story that we have right now. That's the story we have to go with until we know something further. Of course, everyone's just waiting on those toxicology reports, of course.
Well, you mentioned John Paserno, who was on this show, his attorney, who said that Willis had been asleep on the couch next to a loud fan for 2 days. He was also wearing noise-canceling headphones when concerned family members came calling.
Noise canceling headphones, but he was home alone. Tiff, I'll call you in the morning about 10. Why would he need noise canceling headphones? Home alone. His friends left. He seen him go out the front door. I mean, does he need, what makes so much noise in his house that he lives in alone when the dogs ain't even there, allegedly, that he needs these noise canceling headphones? I call so much bullshit on that.
Which, you know, seems to address all the questions about why he wasn't answering the door, et cetera. But,
right,
you know, again, the questions continue. And I think you point out about exactly how one of the bodies was found, which, again, leads to more questions. So we'll wait on the toxicology reports. I know everyone's saying that they believe that's going to answer a lot of questions. It will answer some. I'm not convinced it's going to answer all the questions.
Definitely not going to answer all the questions. I mean, we already know there's drugs in the system. I think there's almost 900 people in the chat right now. Okay. 900 people. If you think drugs were involved, give this video a like. Okay. How about that? If you think drugs were involved, give this video a like. And then right after you do that, press 1 in the side chat. Okay. First, like the video if you think there was drugs involved, and then press 1 in the side chat. And also with the 1, shout out where you're watching from. Okay. This ugly face right here, where you're watching from. Press like the video, press 1 if you think there was drugs, and tell me where you're watching from. Okay. RHAC. I know he's in Georgia. I see some Oklahoma in the house, Connecticut, Ohio, California. Good to see you guys. Utah, North Carolina, more North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, New Orleans, South Carolina, Oregon's in the house, upstate New York, Tennessee, Cali, Quebec City's in the house. My Canadian viewers, good to see you. Oklahoma, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Des Moines, New York, California, Oklahoma, Michigan, Indiana, Arkansas, Raiders Nation, you in Vegas, Italy's in the house. Good to see you watching in Italy, Texas, Oklahoma, San Francisco's in the house. Okay, guys. Anyway, we've heard the latest, you know, that they say he was handcuffed, but you really can't tell. Then he was allowed to leave. It looks like there was no super investigation. It don't look like they, you know, brought him to the police station, beat him with phone books, and tried to shake any information out of him. Dahlia's worldwide. Definitely, there's a lot of you guys. So I appreciate everybody that's been watching, liking the videos, and sharing and leaving comments. It's been helping this ugly face right here, this one, in the algorithm. Okay, the videos have been getting lots of plays. Thank you guys for Karen and Tanya. Thank you for joining up. Right there is a great way to keep Dolly alive. Okay, me and little Lolo here. She came in to say hi. Say hi to everybody, Lolo. Hey, everybody. Okay, Lolo says like the video. Thanks for joining up. That's how I feed Lolo. And thanks for being here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get the phone lines pulled up. I want to hear from you beautiful people tonight. Okay, the phone lines are now open. The call-in number, let me get it on the screen for you guys, is right there, 757-797-6694. Tell me what you think. Do you think Jordan will be charged, or will this get brushed under the rug and nothing will happen to Jordan? Now, you got to remember, Jordan, he's a scientist. He works on high-profile things. He probably got some friends in pretty high places. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I ain't no scientist. You know, all I got is friends in low places, very low, okay? But he might have some pretty powerful friends that can keep him. Dolly!
Why are you screaming?
I ain't got nothing better to do. I like to scream. I got Tourette's.
You got Tourette's.
Are you messing with my medical conditions? You judging me,
Yeah,
lady?
but no, I'm not, because I'm not funny.
Oh, okay.
I know people that has a tic disorder, Tourette's. I'm seriously, I know that's not funny.
I got one of those too.
Lolo's so cute. You've been hiding her lately. I ain't seen her lately.
She's been sitting on my lap. She's here.
Oh, she's so cute. As far as these three young men, you know, that is sad. It's really sad, but it had to be. They took something. You just don't go outside in the cold.
Absolutely, they took something. I mean, there's a couple questions. Did they take it, or did somebody put it in their food? That's one of the questions. The second
but
question is, what is it?
Why would that guy do it if he was their classmate?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard. You know, I don't see no motive in it. I just think he's lying. I think the crime he committed was he did drugs on them and they died, and he didn't report it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So I think that's what he's guilty of.
Well, even the neighbor across the street, when you showed, he even said, because I saw him too, he said he wondered why those vehicles, he had never seen them before, was on his road, and they stayed there and they never moved, and even when he went to work. So someone should have looked more into it. It's true, if vehicles stay there for all these days and never move, that's kind of strange too, you know?
Yeah, that is absolutely strange. But that neighbor that was across the street, he's pretty new to the neighborhood too, because he had just moved in. And Huntress wanted me to tell you hello. She says hello.
Who?
Huntress.
Tell me?
Yeah.
Oh, tell her hi.
She can hear you.
She ain't been coming on lately.
She can hear you.
Oh, look, I'm oblivious.
Yeah,
she hasn't done anything on her channel lately. It's like, what?
Well, she has 37 kids. It's, you know, it's like one of your daughters. You're kind of busy.
37 kids.
Baby.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you're a mom. Believe me, I had twins. You don't have time to have a minute to think for yourself. I know.
I'm at least.
Yeah, I miss seeing her. And I think that's why I saw Dumpling. She did I forget, they did something, some kind of little game. I forget what it was. But back to this. The young man also said that he didn't normally see the Jordan guy out either. When he never saw him out, even the little time he was there. He never saw him much. He never saw him.
Yeah, because
don't you think that's weird?
He was inside being a mad scientist. You can't be mad out front. You got to be mad indoors in your laboratory.
Yeah, but oh God, I can't talk. Didn't he have a dog?
Yeah, he had a couple dogs, but they were at his dad's house allegedly. Of course.
Yeah, that day, but just that day, right? That time frame.
You don't want the dogs there when you're killing your friends. They might get in the way. If you're poisoning people, you don't want the dogs to get into it. Like if I was going to poison people in my house, I would go put Lolo at the kennel just in case so she wouldn't get into the poison. Ain't that right, Lolo?
Dolly, you're so crazy. I swear you're crazy.
Okay.
But anyway, she's so precious. You ain't got her coat on. Why ain't you had her coat on lately? It's been cold.
She's fine. She's fine.
But I'm saying most people, because the little neighborhood was cute, they walk their dogs, right?
Yeah, most people walk their dogs.
He said he never saw him walk a dog. He never saw him come out of the house.
Well, didn't have a big backyard. His big backyard was pretty good size, so he probably just let the dogs out back. And maybe if the dogs would have been there, he would have seen his friends because he would have had a reason to go out back.
Exactly.
If you were just playing devil's advocate, I I mean, I don't know if he murdered his friend, and I don't know if they can get a murder conviction, but they might be able to get him locked up for not reporting the death of his friends. And one of Lisa, did you see on the news the lady that drove off the pier, the Virginia Beach Pier?
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, it was a lady. I was going to ask you. I'm glad you brought it up.
No, it's a man. It's a man.
It was a man?
Yeah.
Because somebody came up on my Facebook page and said that he was over taking pictures and he felt bad because he took a picture of when the person did it.
Well, there's a 16-year-old girl videotape the man drive off the pier. They still haven't recovered. I'm going to go down there in the morning, cover some of that live. So when I'm here live tomorrow, I'll be down there at the Virginia Beach Pier where the dude, he's still in the bottom of the pier.
So they haven't recovered him at all or the vehicle?
No. I want to.
I want to.
You know, they might not be able to get them to this weekend, but I'm going to be down there tomorrow morning, flying the drone over where the accident happened, out there covering it live. So y'all see me in the morning at the beach. Make sure y'all tune in.
In the morning, you know, it's going to be chilly. I don't know about you. It's going to be chilly too.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. So make sure
I know it's going to be cold
when y'all tune in, because I'm going to be out there like.
But let me ask you something. You know exactly what pier it is, right?
Yeah, I've been to it 1,000 times. That's right. This is where I live at.
So how did they get to that pier and drive and nobody's home?
Because there ain't a lot of people here. Because Virginia Beach touristy. So in the wintertime, there ain't a lot of people. It's just the locals. And he drove down the boardwalk and he pulled up onto the pier. And Ocean Eddy sits there. There's a restaurant. And then on the other side is like the little merch store for the pier. He drove between that onto the pier all the way down to the end. And it ain't like he launched off the pier. It's like he went boop right off the end of the pier. And
so you think he meant $2?
Yes. And they put underwater submersibles in there, and they can see the vehicle, but the current's so strong it just keeps banging their little submarine into the car. So they found the car, but they say they can't get in there till the current is at 1 knot, right? I don't know too much about marine stuff, but right now it's at like 4.5 knots. So the current's too strong. So they're saying they can't send their divers down there because the current is too strong. And as soon as the current calms down, they have a crew in to salvage the vehicle out of the water. But they say there ain't no way whoever's in it surviving. It's not a rescue.
Oh, heck no. That was a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah, it's been underwater for 2 days now. Since Saturday.
Yeah, because like I said, I saw a guy came on my thing. He said he was just shooting the pier just for a morning thing and just whatever time of day. He would just happen to be out there because he wanted to go near the beach. And he just happened to saw this car go flying down the pier, and he couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
he felt bad.
The girl that filmed it, she was like, "Oh my God, I hope they don't drive off the end of the pier. Are they going to drive off of it?" And then you just see the car go.
Exactly. See, you wouldn't think that would happen. They actually do it.
Yeah,
I didn't think you could get in between there to get down the boardwalk to get to the pier with a car.
Crash through the little barrier in the front where they take your tickets and things where you pay to get onto the pier. He crashed that and kept going. And just
so he just the damage before he got to the pier.
Yeah, it looked like something out of a movie. It looked like they were shooting a movie, but it wasn't a movie. This is just right off the pier, like something right out of a Hollywood movie.
And as long as you lived there, you never heard of that before.
I mean, I've seen people jump off that pier.
We had jump and not drive.
I mean, I've seen surfers and shit jump off of it. I've surfed all around it 1,000 times, but I ain't never seen a car. I've seen golf carts on it. I ain't never seen a vehicle drive down it. And me and my daughter were talking about it. The pier is so rickety and old. I'm surprised it didn't collapse.
That's what I was going to ask you. How does a car stay up on that pier without it crashing down?
Well, it did. It does look like the end of the pier collapse. We'll know a little more tomorrow. I'll be down there videotaping. I'm going to fly the drone out there because they got it blocked off, but you can't block the air. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm going to fly over it, and then I'll do a live stream from the pier in the morning.
I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to ask you. I said he's right there. I know he saw that because it came up on my Facebook page.
Yeah, and like,
wow,
they don't know exactly when they're going to recover the vehicle, so maybe we'll get some of that. If it's tomorrow or the next day, as soon as they say they're going to try to recover the vehicle, I'll go down there and try to film them pulling the vehicle out.
So it was a guy for sure.
Well, there's a family that's reported a man missing, and it kind of resembles the vehicle. that they reported him missing in. So they're not saying it's that man, but they're saying they got a man missing in a vehicle, and we got a vehicle that just drove off the pier. Okay. So somebody's in the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So man missing, car in the ocean. So, and they said it wasn't like recovering something out of a lake. This is the ocean.
Exactly.
So underwater, the currents even is stronger, and this car is unstable and it's moving around. So it's pretty safe for not safe for his divers. And he said he has expert divers that have been training for years and years, and it's still not safe enough for them to get the car or the person from the car, or they don't even know how many people are in the car.
Exactly. I was going to ask you that. How do you know somebody else wanted that car?
You don't. It could be a car full of people.
Well, I would hope that person behind the wheel would not done that on purpose.
But from what it sounds like, it's one man and he's missing, and I think he was a little upset when he left.
Yeah, but it's shame it comes to that. It seems that somebody couldn't have. They knew he was missing. Like reported that he was like not right before he got in the car and drove off.
I mean, I don't know. I think he went missing, and then it was all over the news that the car drove. It made like CNN and everything, Fox, and it's all over the fucking. It's like you don't.
I know. I saw it. Like I said,
you don't see that too often. You know what I'm saying? So
not from Virginia. No, not from Virginia Beach. I know. Like I said, it's weird that you popped up. You got a live caller because I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Because I was shocked when I thought I went that little. Because the bridge looked so worn out. I said, how did a car make it over that bridge?
It made it. I was kind of surprised myself. But Lisa, I appreciate you calling in.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
So yeah, I'll be down there tomorrow covering some of that. And if you haven't seen the videos for that, guys, take a look at it. They have some submersibles they sent down. I know it's a little off topic. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Hope from Indiana.
Hey,
I just had a question about this case.
Okay.
So you said that they found the wallets inside the house, though?
Yeah. Yeah, their wallets were on the table in the house. They had left their wallets and their keys, and that they were outside. Two of them had jackets on. One of them didn't. And some of Ricky's stuff was still in the house because Jordan gave that stuff to a friend, and the family went over and got them items from the friend.
I don't see how they couldn't, he wouldn't know that they weren't. If the wallets are inside the house, their stuff is in your house. I know I've had friends at my house come over and have a couple drinks, whatever, but I know if their stuff is in my house.
I would say, you seen their wallet, wouldn't you call them and say, hey man, you left your wallet over here?
Yeah.
He never tried to do that.
That's kind of my, my perspective. I mean, on the whole thing, it's kind of sketchy that he never said nothing. He didn't report it, but he's got the wallets inside the house and their stuff.
Yeah, I say they go after not reporting the death. Okay, that's what
I agree with you on that.
And the family's meeting with them tomorrow. They're not going to meet with the family for nothing. They're at least discussing it. So there is the possibility and the chance that Jordan could go to jail. I just think they get him for murder because first thing they said was no foul play.
I know, which they do that a lot. I hate to say that.
Yeah, when they don't want to investigate. No foul play. You got a 3 bullet hole. No gun. He shot himself.
They did it to my sister when she passed away. They automatically deemed her suicide because she had drugs in her system and she was a known drug addict.
Oh, okay.
And they automatically, suicide and close the case and that, so they do that a lot.
Use that unalive word because YouTube's funny about that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And they just had a situation today where a dude chopped his daddy's head off and put it on YouTube.
See, that's crazy.
Today, like it's all like everybody's talking about it. I just watched the video of it, and I didn't even know it was real. Like I had to ask the person, I said, is this video you sending me real? And they were like, yeah, that's really his dad's head that he's holding. I was like, holy shit, why would somebody, are you trying to scar me for life? I got to look at that. You know,
Right.
that's hard to get out of your mind once you see it. You can't.
Mhm. Yeah, it is, you know, and I just think the circumstances altogether with this case is strange because
another thing is this is when Clayton's wife went back there, the first person she found was David Harrington in the chair. She didn't find the other two people. I wonder why once she found the first body, she didn't continue to look.
yeah, that's
I mean, I know it has
I
nothing to
would
do
wanna
with it.
know.
I mean, I'm just curious though. If I found one body, I'd
Yeah.
start looking around, and I probably at that point, you know, she broke in the house to get to the backyard. It's a weird kind of like all of it's weird.
Yeah, and then
Like
his
who breaks
dog
in your
was
house?
there.
Too? Like who breaks in your house? Like they knock and just be like, "Fuck it, nobody came to the door. Let me break in."
Yeah, I agree. The whole
But good
case is weird.
Good thing she did, because if she hadn't,
Yeah,
they might still be laying in the backyard over there. He might not never go in his back. He done moved out and left them in the backyard.
yeah. Which is another thing that I found suspicious too,
Moving out.
is that he was moving.
Yeah, like, and then he blames it on death threats and the stuff on social media. In the beginning, we didn't even know who he was. So,
Right.
like, how was people death threatening him? And that wasn't true. He, I don't know. I think he was packing while they were like laying out there in the cold.
He probably, I hate to say this, Dolly, but I believe so.
Yeah.
You know, it points to it. Every crucial thing that he said since this case really points to that.
Yeah, and his lack of being transparent, the lawyering up thing, it's just a lot of shit that makes him look guilty of not reporting a death. Dolly Rickety's stepmom said she didn't go in the backyard. She seen Dave through the sliding glass door.
See, that's weird too.
Okay, well, no, because the neighbor said he seen her coming out the backyard. Okay, so the neighbor, if so, that can't be true, that statement, because or one of them's lying. Okay,
someone's lying, period.
Yeah, because she may have seen him from the back door, but the neighbor said she seen him coming out the yard.
Yeah, see, there's just a lot of too many things that have been said that can't be accounted for in the timeline. I don't think is fully correct either. I don't think they've said everything from the timeline that's happened yet.
Yeah. So
I don't even think they're making a timeline.
They're saying,
to be honest,
a week and a week and a half before we get toxicology back. So it's not too much longer. You know, a week in YouTube time is like quick. So it'll fly by, and we'll finally know. But still, that's not everybody. Like I said, that's not going to answer none of the questions we've been asked.
No,
it just
it
just confirms what we already know.
Yeah, all you can tell from a toxicology report is, you know, if there's been drugs in their system, or if they were drinking, or, you know, if something major happened to their body before they passed.
Yeah.
You can't say, I know this 100% fact happened because of a toxicology report. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they'll know the levels of the drugs, but they won't know if anybody forced them drugs in them, or if they took that many drugs. You know,
well, look at
at least find out what it is. It's going to be, my guess right now is they took a mixture of the H and a mixture of the F together, and it's killed them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking that too.
Now the medium I watch chanting, you know how people are on YouTube. I watch this medium channeling the Kansas City people, and she said she could see visually pills on the table, in a cup. I was like, this girl is on some pills in a cup. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I was like, I don't know what pills she be taking in a cup, but it must be good ones, because this girl is tripping. All right, but and she might be a psychic. I'm gonna be cool, you know. She could be seeing pills and stuff. But she owes me 10 minutes of my time. I know that. But I'm sure I owe a lot of people out here time too that y'all ain't gonna get back ever.
Oh, Dolly.
Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Make sure you say that every time.
Well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
All right, you be good. Peace.
Peace.
Okay, so conflicting statements. You know, it sounds like the lawyers up in here. Somebody said they seen the body from the back glass, and then the neighbor said he seen the lady come out in the backyard. So, Nelly!
Oh, wow. Awesome. I got through. How you doing, man?
You did it. I'm doing all right. Who's
all right?
Calling from?
I'm in Washington State.
Washington State. All right. What do you think about the 3 frozen people, man?
Well, I'm gonna play defense attorney.
Okay.
For a little bit.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. There's just a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I think that first and foremost, if you're going to try and cover up something like this, you play possum. You don't get up and go to the door. You stay in bed and you play possum and you go, what? If you're guilty of something, you don't go to the front door, open the door and say, come on in. And sure, you guys have at it. Look around. You know, I think the reason that he did come.
I mean, once the body's found, they're coming in anyway. Let them find a body in your front yard. Unless you're John O'Keefe in the Karen case, they coming up in your house if there's a body in your yard.
Right. Yeah.
At that point, you might as well say, "Come on in."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah, they were definitely coming in.
Because if you say no, they coming in with the SWAT team.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he came to the door though, because I think the guy honestly was probably just walked downstairs and was in the kitchen and was getting a drink of water and was like, damn, cops are banging all over my fucking door. And so then he comes to the door. But I mean, honestly, I don't think this guy did anything nefarious at all outside of what you were mentioning earlier.
Not reporting.
Which is like, I think something like a good Samaritan law where like you're just kind of obligated to call this kind of shit in.
You are. I mean, you're supposed to, you know, even if it's a stranger, like if you was dead in front of me and I just left you there dead, that's against the law.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm by law obligated to call the police and say, hey, you're there and fucking dead. Even if I don't know you.
Yeah. 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 So I
think that's a good law.
I think he could get in some trouble for that if they can figure out that he did actually know they were out there. But I mean, if he denies, then I don't know how they could end up.
And he don't have a bad criminal record or nothing, because I looked into that. So it ain't like he's just some monster dude and it's then led up to him killing his friends. He don't really have a choppy background at all. He has a really good job, decorated. I mean, it'd be hard. You kind of got to somewhat take his word, because he ain't like a convicted. It ain't like it's a convict saying I didn't do it.
Right. He's only looking good in the courtroom.
Guilty. I just think I don't know if he killed him. I really doubt he killed his friends. I think he did.
No way.
With his friends.
No way.
You know, they were all partying together and he didn't die and they did.
Right. Right.
It makes the most sense, you know?
Yeah. And usually it's kind of the more simpler, you know, thing. I mean, every now and again you run into some wild stuff like someone driving off into a pier, but
that was wild. That's why I will cover that in the morning. I'll be down at the pier. Make sure you tune in for that, because it's gonna be cold as shit out there. That wind be like,
yeah, man. You know, so I live out here in Washington now, but I found you. I don't know, man. A couple of weeks ago, just kind of ran across your channel, and you sound just like everybody else I went to high school with and grew up with, man. Because I grew up in North Carolina.
Oh yeah,
just south of you there.
Everybody knows me. I sound like Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, no. And then when you start talking about the surfers jumping off the pier and you surfing around the pier, I said, oh man, this all brings me back home, you know, because we all did the same things there, man.
Yeah.
They used to chase us off of those piers all the time, man. They'd be waiting on the beach for you to write you a damn ticket.
Well, you're supposed to stay,
jumping off.
you're supposed to stay 1 block from each side of it, but nobody ever does that.
Yeah. Well, hey man, yeah, I think that's just about all I got, man. Other than I think that they probably, this guy lawyered up, man. There's no way he let them take any blood from him. So they ain't going to find out that he did any drugs.
Yeah. He'd be clean. 3 days, he'd be clean on them type of drugs anyway, something like that, 3 to 5 days.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
Only the weed sticks in you 30 days. The other shit goes right through you.
Yeah, oh, okay.
All right, my man.
Hey, dude, it was nice talking with you. I'm glad I got through, and take care of yourself. Love your show, man. Peace.
Awesome. Peace. Yeah, you know, when you're a smoker, yeah, them drugs stay in your system forever. But you do these hard drugs, they don't stay in your system that long. So if he did do drugs with him, wouldn't be in Georgia. Dolly.
Doug from Tennessee.
What up, Doug? From Tennessee.
Hey, I got one thing to say. I'll make it quick and short.
Quick and short. Okay.
What if he?
That's what she told you, wanted Doug.
Oh yeah. What if he was in? What if he was in witness protection? And he's cooperating with the police.
He's in witness protection, cooperating with the police. Who's they protecting from? Is this some CIA hit that came there to get Jordan, but they missed, and they got Jordan's friends, and Jordan's on the run from the CIA because he's made a vaccine that cures everything but the measles.
No, I'm just saying that he knows who the person was there.
Oh, okay. That would have been a good movie. You know what I'm saying? You could put Tom Cruise in it.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? If he knows who was there, they got him in witness protection. That's why he's disappeared. And then they know what happened to them people when they looked at them. They've seen that death many times, over and over again.
That's like that secret death where they hit you with a laser beam.
And zap you up into the space.
Men in Black type stuff. Men in Black. Next thing you know, you wake up, you in Scientology.
But he could be in witness protection.
Okay. Maybe he was part of the mob.
Yeah. And he's helping the cop find the big man.
I don't know if we're going to find the answers to this, but we are going to write a few movies in the process of this, okay? Because this makes some good movie stuff.
I hope I'm in it too.
I got you. I got a roll just for you.
Later, brother.
Later. Peace. Okay. Now, I don't know, like I said, if we're going to get the answers we're looking for, but definitely we've heard some Hollywood movies, right? Like People's Theories. I've heard hookers, stripper poles, pills, mad scientists. But there's really no solid reason to kill your friends. Okay. I can't think of no reason to kill mine. And I've tried to think of some. Okay. Just can't think of no reason to off them. Okay. Like not right off the rip. You know, I'm still, thinking it may come to me one day. It may come to me. So if you're one of my friends, just know I've been thinking. Dolly.
You live, Dolly?
Yes, I am live. Boom, 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 boom. Heart beating.
California.
Huh? Is it?
Wow.
Is who?
My name is Bismarck. First name Bismarck.
Big Mark.
Like the capital of North Dakota, Bismarck.
Bismarck. Okay, like Bismarck E?
Yeah, but without the E.
Okay, without the E. Bismarck. What's up?
Oh no, just seeing you live. I just wanted to say hi. I just want to go viral. So
okay, am I going to go viral now that you up here? Are you calling from Jupiter, Big Mark?
No, California.
Oh, okay. There's like a little delay or something here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm up in the Sierras, man. I'm up in the Sierras.
Oh, okay, okay. Did you want to tap in on the Kansas City 3?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still, you know, wondering exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, Big Mark.
Well, my main question is, you know, why is it taking so long?
I don't know, man. I don't know, honestly, no. Like, it took a little while in the Cali Rodney case too for toxicology to come back. It's just, I think the internet's impatient.
I'll let you go, Dolly. I have really bad reception.
Okay, peace.
Peace.
Look, Nixon had better reception to the moon than that call. Okay, I felt like I thought he said Big Mark. Then he said it was like Bismarck, but instead of like Bismarcky, like I don't know, but he had some damn 1960s reception. Like it was like talking to the Columbia Apollo. We are here, NASA. It was like delayed like that. I was like, yeah, this one ain't going very well. Okay. And then he was like, yeah, yeah. All right, listen, guys. He was like, I just wanted to call and say, hey, hey there, Bismarck. Good to see you, brother. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. If you haven't, make sure you give the video a like. There's 1,000 people in the chat room that, like right now. So I at least want 100 likes. What up? Dolly. Oh, I just missed your call. Sorry, caller. I just accidentally hung up on you. All you got to do is call back. I accidentally hit the wrong button. My bad. I hope you didn't wait 30 minutes to try to make that call and then I accidentally hung up on you on. But I'm sorry. Are they going to charge this man with something? The question tonight. I don't think they have enough, like I've been saying, to charge him with murder or killing his friends. There's no evidence of that. But there's enough, I think, to charge him with not reporting the deaths of his friends. He had to know they were there. Dolly.
Dolly, it's Shannon.
Hey, Shannon.
Hey, listen, I think you might have gave up your age with the Bismarcky thing.
Oh, yeah, this shows you I'm old, huh?
Yeah, well, I am too.
See,
they gave up our age.
Well, I mean, he's still active these days. He still does stuff, so you might know him.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, Bismarcky. You bring up Bismarcky, I'm like, oh, Dolly got some age. Like
yeah, I'm an old man. I'm an old man.
Yeah, well, we ain't old.
So,
we're not.
What do you think? You think they're going to charge him with something, or you think they're just going to push it under the rug?
I'm hoping. Listen, I don't know anymore. These days, so much stuff gets like shoved right under that rug. It's like,
I mean, if you were dead in my backyard, I'd go to jail. They'd make up something to put me in.
You and me both. I live in Ohio. Okay, I'm in Ohio.
Yeah,
I ain't got no connection.
I ain't got nothing shit either. That's why I know I'd be in jail. They'd be like, hey,
I'd be in jail.
They'd be like, why ain't you putting people in your house? They're out there cold.
Listen, we parked our boat in front of our house for like 2 days because we, you know how you get lazy on the weekend. It was like, oh, we had our boat in front of our house in our subdivision. Oh yeah, police knocking on my door.
Yeah, you can't be parking.
Their boat parked in front of my house.
Yeah,
okay?
that RV, they try to get on me about my RV and shit, and I'm like, my camper and my truck. So I just rotate it from the yard to the street. But
we couldn't even pull it in the yard. We just had it on the street. It's like, oh, well, we were hungover for like a full weekend. So it was like, well, and then I'm like, oh crap, the cops are here. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
and I live on a dead end. And I'm like, why does it matter if I have my RV parked in the street, my camper and stuff?
Exactly.
That's a dead end.
No,
Nobody's supposed to drive down there anyway.
I don't even get away with that. Okay. So no. That's what I mean. It's like, no, there's something weird there. Because I looked at that house. I'm like, they got them long, tall windows in the back. Do they even have blinds in those windows?
Yeah, they do. I have seen the back of the house. They have blinds in all the windows. They have like the nice thick blinds too. They don't have them shitty, cheap plastic ones. They had the good
Wow.
ones.
Because yeah, but red is really bright. It's all gray. Like the house is all gray. It was like some snow and stuff. Red is really bright. Ain't nobody seeing that out back?
I would think you would look out the back, especially when it's snowing. Like I usually tend to like when it's snowing or really nice outside, I usually open my blinds.
Oh, did the guy have an animal?
He has 2, but they wasn't there. He had dropped them off. So he,
I
so
was
he
gonna
could,
say that he don't leave them out.
how you gonna
Something.
poison? You can't poison your friends with animals there. What if the animals get into it?
Yeah.
I mean, if he killed them allegedly for entertainment purposes only.
No, I'm going back because I called you the other night and you were talking. I was thinking about this because you said, what if they got into something? Because I said the mad scientist thing, and you're like, well, what if he had something that they sniffed?
Yeah. Or touch.
No, that's a good theory. Because what if they got into something of his? Like maybe he did go to bed.
And then they got into his shit, and then they died, and then he didn't report it because he got into his shit.
Yeah, and then he realized it, and he was like, oh gosh, what? I can't do nothing.
They thought
and then
it,
he's
they
like,
thought
what
it
do
was
I do?
drugs.
I'm gonna sleep this off for a couple of days because I don't know what to do. Like a panic mode. I don't know.
Yeah. So what they did, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do his drugs. They thought were drugs, and really it was the cure for Ebola. And they did too much and died. So they figured since they did his drugs, they would leave their wallet for payment.
Well, no, I didn't follow all that. What I'm thinking is because the other day you were like, well, what if they got into something of his and sniffed it?
But then they left the money and then tried to run and died in the backyard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I just know this. They didn't do the drugs.
I go back to the original thing where I'm like, did he try something on him and it just went wrong?
I don't think they did drugs outside. I think they did the drugs in the house. Let's ask the chat. If you think they did drugs in the house, press 1. If you think they did drugs outside the house, press 2. Because I think they did the drugs in the house. So I'm going with 1. What about you?
I think they did them in the house. I'm with that. I
Yeah.
think they did them in the house. But what I'm saying is like Jordan, the one that was like the scientist.
Uh-huh.
He has to be involved somehow, right?
Well, I mean, he don't have to be. He could be a complete idiot and be telling the truth. But to me, he sounds like Buffalo Bill if he's dancing around the house in his boxers with a wine glass and noise canceling headphones on. I'm just saying.
Or he's just built up a tolerance to whatever concoction he built up.
Yeah.
And that's why he was dancing around the house in his boxers with headphones on.
Yeah, like
that might be his normal night.
And the story changes so much. You know, one time he was in his bedroom, then he was asleep on the couch. He walked his friends to the room. I mean, to the door. He seen them leave. Then he didn't see them leave. How'd they get to the backyard? Their wallets are there. The keys are there. I don't know. He should at least go to jail for not reporting a death. There's just no way.
Wasn't there like some point that like he was like, I'm going to bed, and the guys left, but like it was like, hey, you can come back to the house.
That's what his lawyer said.
Well, listen, here's my thing. My thing is this: maybe this dude did some weird drugs, and these guys were anti-drugs, and they were just like, no, we don't do that. You know what I mean? And they all watched the game, and this dude, you know, is just weird, and he did his drugs and stuff, and he was like, all right, whatever you guys want to do, because he's weird anyways, and he's all high on something. He goes to bed, these guys go out, they come back, they're like, we're bored. They're like, well, what's that shit he was on? So then they decide, well, where's that shit at? And then they start looking through the house. They're like, oh, there's that shit he was doing earlier, so let's all try that shit.
Or what if it was like,
that shit happens?
Have you seen like Pulp Fiction, where the girl goes in there and she thinks it's some C, but it's some H, and she OD?
Yeah.
What if
all
it
right.
tastes like that, where they thought they were doing
once again, we're showing our age. We're showing our age.
Pulp
So,
Fiction,
yes,
is that
Pulp
is that
Fiction.
old? Is that really that old?
That's not old. We're the 90s people.
Okay, yeah.
We
Well,
probably
I mean,
graduated.
it's
We
totally
probably
Pulp
both
Fiction.
graduated. I'm guessing you graduated in 95.
94.
All right, I'm 95. Okay, so anyways, yes.
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
Stoned Age.
yeah,
Yes, watched them all.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm thinking straight Pulp Fiction. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they
Yeah,
thought they were
yeah.
doing one thing and it was something else. Maybe they found it in there, and they usually known Jordan to do a little C, but this time he had him some of that white girl, and they went in there, and the next thing you know, they dead in the backyard.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe they didn't do shit and party with him. Maybe they all did go like, hey, we're going to go out. You're weird. We know you do your stuff. And, you know, they went out, did stuff. He was like, I'm going to leave the door open. Yeah, whatever. Remember? It was like, hey, they came back. They gone into his stuff. And they got all crazy and partied their asses off that night. And they couldn't handle it. And they died. And then it was like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And maybe he didn't realize it because, you know, remember the stone people.
I mean, just think about this, though. If you got to die, the best way to go is partying.
Well, that's what I mean.
I mean,
but
can you think of a better way to die than raging and just be like, and drop dead? I mean, that's probably the best way to go.
Think about back in our day when people would party, they just smoke weed and drink beer, right? So all these people.
Shit. I meant to hang up on the call that was calling in, and I hung up on the caller. My apologies. Okay, I didn't mean to hang up on you, but I meant to hang up on the person that was calling in. Dolly, they hung up on themselves that time. I didn't hang up on you, whoever that was. You hung up on yourself. I know I hit the green button that time. So, oopsie daisy. What was I going to say? I didn't forget because I actually hung up on a lady. That's funny. If he left the door open, why did the chick have to break it in it? I agree, right? He said he watched his friends leave. He locked the door. And then when they got there, the door was locked. How did his friends get back in? And I heard the gate was locked, but that's internet rumors. There's no possible way to really know if the gate was locked. We heard somebody say that she seen David Harrington through the sliding glass door when she broke in the house. But the neighbor across the street reported tonight that he seen her come out the back and she was frantic. Like something was wrong. She kept looking back. And then he seen all the police show up. So we do know at some point that Clayton's fiance was in the backyard. She discovered David. Okay. She called the police, but she didn't discover her husband and Ricky. The police did. So I guess they were off to the side. But me, myself, once I found the first body, I just started looking for the other people, you know, to see if anybody else was in the house. I'd have checked every room, all that stuff while I was on the phone with the police. That don't quite seem to be the thing that happened. I don't think she's involved. And, you know, different people handle things different. When she seen the first fucking body, she probably ran out the backyard and started calling the police, you know, and that's probably a natural instinct too. One, she's a woman, there's dead people. She don't know if there's a killer there, you know, that type of thing. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, how's it going? Who's this? Where you calling from?
Candy from Oklahoma. Candy Girl.
Candy Girl. What's going on tonight, Candy Girl?
Oh, not a whole lot. I just, while you were talking about how long something stays in the system, I did a little research, and they can both, by a hair follicle test, be detected up to 90 days. 90 days if they test his hair follicle. By hair follicle only, yeah. Otherwise, it's out of the system, but in a hair follicle, it lasts longer.
Okay, so.
And I just thought I'd share that information with y'all.
Yeah, but they would.
And I was super proud to see Oklahoma super represented tonight.
Super representative of Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I mean, even to do a hair sample from Jordan, you would have to get a warrant from a judge and physically take it, because I don't think he's going to give up no hair samples. And you would have to have some type of proof that have reason that he may have done some drugs to get that warrant to be able to take a hair from him. I don't think that's going to happen. I think basically it's going to come back that they were on drugs, which we already know they were. And then they're just going to be like, we're done with it, and it's over. Nobody's going to go to jail. It's not going to be an arrest. Much as we want it to be, and much as this don't make sense to us, we're looking at a guy that has a fairly clean criminal record. He has no reason to kill his friends, and they're in the backyard with no signs of foul play. I just don't see them making much of it.
I agree with all that.
So I don't know. A week and a half of, you know, more people speculating and theories, and I know the police know he had what drugs that he had already has in his system. They probably knew that right at the very start of the autopsy. They just need the toxicology to know the levels and things like that of the drugs that are in his body. So
Right.
I don't think
Well, the ones that died, when their blood stopped pumping, it stopped processing, so it'll still be in there.
Of the drugs itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the drugs
I mean,
if they did drugs, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to urinate that stuff out your. It'd still be in your bladder and all that stuff. You would have to urinate past them drugs, and if they're dead, they can't pass the drugs. So you're right; they'd be in their body.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about Jordan. It wouldn't be in his body unless, like you said, they pulled a hair follicle and tested it that way. So,
right.
And even if Jordan has drugs in his system, that don't mean he killed his friends.
That's true.
So, hey, I appreciate you calling in.
You take care, Dolly.
You be good. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. So look, we got a week and a half before, any type of toxicology stuff comes back. We already know the answers to it. We may not know the actual drug that it was, but we know it was drugs. 1 drug, 2 drugs. Who cares? It's all shit'll kill you. Don't do any drugs, people. Just say no. You never know what's in these street drugs you get. People cut them with the worst, craziest things you can imagine. And you don't want to end up like Clayton, Ricky, David. All their family said they were good guys, but somewhere they made a terrible decision, or somebody has taken these young men's life. It ain't worth it. I don't think this dude really had a reason to kill his friends. Could they have got into something? They could have. But most likely they all did drugs. They walked outside and they died. Sad as that is what's so bad about drugs. Is people die from it. If nobody died from it and lost everything they had, you wouldn't hear people say drugs are bad. The reason people say drugs are bad is because people die. People lose everything they got, their families, their house, their cars, whatever they worked their whole life for, destroyed just over that stuff. There's never no good ending to a story that involves drugs. Not a constant cycle of drugs. There might be some people that did some drugs one time, partied, had a good time, and didn't die. But you're playing Russian roulette with your life. Especially these days. People don't care if they put something in there that kills. They be putting raising kids candy. You think you can trust a dope man? Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
I'm listening to your show, and I don't understand. If they were all together at that house watching the football, I guess they were footballing and stuff and having a party. Why did only 3 people die from the drugs, which is a lot in the first place? And
you are fake
Jordan
news.
Didn't die, and the other guy that had apparently left the home earlier.
Yeah, they died.
Well, Jordan didn't die.
I know he lived.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 3 people out of the 5 that were around
1
died.
hour later.
Well, if they were all doing drugs together, why did only 3 of them? You know what I'm saying?
A few moments later.
Yeah, I agree. Why didn't they all die? I mean, some people have tolerance.
Yeah. I guess we can speculate until the autopsy toxicology comes back. That's what I'm waiting for.
1 eternity later.
I mean, that will give a lot more information, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it gives us a little information of what's going on.
Yeah.
How you been, Rose?
Pretty good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Everything's fine.
Okay.
I have a wonderful life. I just wanted to mention it's just weird that only 3 people died. if they were all doing the same thing, it's just, I don't know.
You
The
know?
toxicology is what we're waiting for. Me personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come back to their own drugs, and that's basically it. You know, it doesn't matter what drugs they were on. Whatever drug it was, it killed them. Or people,
They, you know,
or people
it
wait
sounds
so
like,
they waiting so they can be like, well, damn, I ain't gonna do that drug. Don't do
well,
any
it sounds
drugs.
like
Don't do any. You
maybe
ain't gotta worry about dying.
it sounds like a situation where they did something and all started feeling weird and went outside to get some air and just, you know, what I mean?
Yeah, it happens. Okay.
Well, you know, that fentanyl is kind of weird. I mean,
We call it the
I've
F
heard.
right here. We're just going with the big F. Okay, the big F.
You are fake
Well,
news.
Okay.
I agree. All the drugs, yeah, just don't do it.
Don't do it. All right. I was wondering, do you like turtles?
Yes, I do
I
love
like
turtles.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right, Rose, you be good.
Bye.
All right, peace. I just like picking on Rose, okay? She's a long time caller. She'll call in with the most random things, so I like to pick on her sometimes, all right? She's harmless. She's harmless. You like turtles too? Everybody like turtles? That's good, all right, because I like turtles. Now, we're going to find out more today, right? Because like I said, the family's meeting with the prosecutor, the DA, or whoever the hell they're meeting with today. Hopefully something comes out of it. I know I want something to come out of it because I at least think, and I've been screaming this and I've been preaching this, that he should be charged with not reporting the death of his friends, not murder. I know people out here saying he killed them and all this shit, right? There's no way to prove that. There's no way in this whole world to prove that unless he confessed. Okay. But what we probably can prove, just with inconsistent statements and things he said, that he did not report the death of his friends. Okay. Sad as that is, why that is, I don't know. I couldn't explain to you. I mean, I could come up with a theory for it. He was scared. He didn't want to get in trouble, blah, 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 blah. But I think it would be an easier conviction, right? Because if you try to charge this dude with murdering his friends, he would walk. There's nobody seen it. Nobody was there. They could have did it on their own. There's just too much doubt, you know, that it could happen another way. Wrongful death or not reporting a death, I think they can get him on. It ain't going to put him in jail forever, but, you know, it would be some justice, right? Because these three dudes deserve justice. Their family deserves justice. There should be a rule about, you know, him doing how he did the family. Jordan did the family dirty. He did them absolutely dirty. All he had to do in the beginning is go sit down with their families and say, look, this is what happened. When you lawyer up, the first thing the family thinks is, man, you're guilty. You didn't call in. My family members are frozen in the backyard. You act like you don't give two shits. And then you make it out to be like, well, I couldn't go to the funeral because the wild internet speculation. You wouldn't have had the speculation if you would have went and sat down with the family. If you would have took 10 minutes to sit with each one of them families of these three young men and say, look, this is what happened. They were over there. This is what they were doing. Because you know if they were doing drugs or not. That's why your lawyer in the very beginning said, well, I'm not going to speak on what they may have been doing. As the general public, we know they were doing drugs. We know three young, healthy men just don't drop dead. I think I know that. The family knows that. Crazy Durst definitely knows that, right? Because she just gifted one Dolly membership. Thank you so much. That's a great way to keep Dolly alive. Cheers to you. All right. My soda, it ain't nothing drinking good in here. I don't drink. Occasionally, I'm a social drinker. Like if I was out at the club, I might have a mixed drink, but I don't sit around and drink. So, but this Pepsi ain't bad. Pepsi ain't bad. So cheers to you with my Pepsi. Thank you for gifting that one membership, Crazy Nurse. And if you got the membership from Crazy Nurse, I can't see who it went to. Make sure you thank her, okay? Because the memberships ain't free. They're pretty cheap, though. You can support Dolly and help me live by joining up. It's less than a cup of coffee. So what is a cup of coffee these days? Like $30? Coffee is expensive as shit. That's why I always say cheaper than a cup of coffee. Coffee is so much money. Starbucks is like $14 a cup. So for $2.99 for the whole month, for less than one cup of coffee, you can keep a starving Dolly alive. Okay. I'll even write you thank you notes and send pictures of my progress. Okay. When you join up here on Dolly. Don't make me start singing In the Eyes of an Angel. Let's get up here and start shaking while I'm singing it. You don't want that. Just join up. Save us all the trouble. Just save us, you know. We're going to bring you some cool stuff this year. Definitely some cool stuff, guys. I'm going to be at the beach in the morning. Hopefully I don't fall off the pier. I'm sure they're not going to let me on the pier. But we are going to be out there reporting live what's going on, see what's happening. Flying the drone out. You know, hopefully I don't crash my fucking drone into the ocean. Okay, because I ain't the best drone pilot in the world. And the last time I flew it, I crashed it. So, but I did charge everything, my controllers, my batteries. I got my cameras ready. So I'm going to crash out in a little while for a couple hours. And then I'm just, you know, I only live 10 minutes from the ocean front. So I'll go down to the ocean front when the sun is breaking. And we'll get to see what's going down. If they got everybody out there trying to retrieve this damn car, maybe we'll get lucky and AWP will show up. Okay. We get to meet Jared today. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly. It's Short Legs.
Hey, Short Legs. How you doing?
Okay. Something ran through my mind that maybe they possibly electrocuted themselves somehow. You know how the internet always shows that, you know, yes, possibly. But how the internet goes out, you know, and they could have gone and messed with the power line, maybe even separately, one at a time. Like maybe they all didn't go out there at one time.
So one went out there, got electrocuted to death. Then, well, you know, there would be signs of electrocution, right? Short Legs, because I was an electrician. If you got electrocuted to death, there's signs that you were electrocuted. They would know if you were electrocuted. They would.
Okay, but they didn't say anything about it. What happened to them yet? They didn't, you know, let out any information.
And the power lines would be in front of the house. I mean, the power box could be on the side of the house or in the back of the house.
Yeah.
But they would all, if for electricity to travel through people, they would all have to be touching.
If it wasn't grounded properly, and it was wet outside, you know, it could have gone through their feet.
The one dude was sitting on the porch.
You know, they always say never get out of your car in water because you could be electrocuted.
Yeah, you could be. I just say don't get out of the car.
Electricity is tricky.
Definitely. It's dangerous.
It could travel.
It only takes a half an amp to kill you. It don't even take much power to kill you.
So that ran through my mind. So I wanted to say that. Okay. I'm done.
All right, Short Legs. Peace.
Okay. Peace out.
It ain't the voltage that kills you. It's the amps when it's pulling amps. Okay. Like say you grab your outlet and there's nothing plugged in your house. You're going to get hit with 120 volts. Okay. It ain't going to kill you. It's going to shock the shit out of you. Right? You plug a toaster into that and touch it, it'll kill you. Dolly,
just have a question. I bought the other day, I bought like 5 memberships. We gift those?
Do you gift them?
Like, how do we gift them? Like, how do we gift them?
I
don't know.
When you buy them,
I
think it gifts them.
So you can gift them?
No, you gift them. When you buy them, it gifts them.
Well, I don't know who to gift them to.
It does it automatically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just bought them.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know. How's that work?
So when you buy it, it'll pop up on the screen that it'll say you gifted 5 memberships.
Yeah, I bought 5 of them. So I don't know. Does it just automatically go to people?
Yeah, let me see if it came through.
Yeah, because it was like the other day.
Oh, you did it the other day? Okay, then I won't be able to see it. If you did it this chat, I will. So yeah, when you purchase the memberships, it'll pop up just like Crazy Nurse just did one. It said Crazy Nurse gifted $1 membership. So when you buy 5, it'll pop up on the screen that says you bought 5, and then it randomly just gives them to whoever's in the chat. That's not a member.
Oh, that's a nice blessing. I was just thinking like, because we were like, are you going to CrimeCon? Because me and my sister are going to CrimeCon.
Are you guys?
And I put it up there. Yes, we're going to CrimeCon because we're like huge like CrimeCon people. Like we're huge like true crime people.
Yeah, I should be there this year if everything goes well.
I know. That's why I said I put that up with you. And I actually sent her because you had mine like held up, and I was like, crap, because I had my full name, and I was like, I didn't like switch it over because I'm never on my phone and do it. You know what I mean? I'm watching on my TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my full name. I didn't switch it over to like another account or whatever.
Yeah.
And I sent like the video thing to my sister because I actually went like videoed it so she could see because we're going. We've had this plan since like the fall.
Yeah, we
like Nashville because we like our second home was Nashville growing up, and my grandparents worked for a country music. But long story, but anyways, I was like, yeah, Dolly's gonna be in Nashville.
Yeah, I still got to come up with my money for my booth though, because that booth.
Well, that's what. Well, listen, she told me that today because I sent it to her on Saturday, and I talked to her today, and I was like. Yeah, she goes, it was a video, and I go, yeah, watch it. And I said, and then my name was up there. She goes, I thought it was a picture. I didn't realize it was a video. So she clicked on it, and she goes, oh, no, he's talking about it. He was talking about a booth. And I go, oh, I thought he said boots, like meeting Nashville, like boots.
Oh, like boots like you wear?
Yeah, like to,
like
Nashville. Because I was like, why was he acting like it was so expensive and he's got to get himself some boots?
No, the booth to set up in CrimeCon is over $1,200.
Just to go, like not even your tickets.
Tickets are like $300 bucks or something, like $200 bucks.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, we bought the early.
The booth to get our stuff up so I can set up my dolly displays and all the missing people and things like that. That's $1,200 bucks.
Well, that's what she said. She goes, just for a booth. And I go, what? And she goes, no, it's not even his ticket. And I go, wait, what? That's what I was trying to do when I bought the memberships. I was like donating to your cause to go.
Yeah, like me and Tom, we're going to release a video because I think me and PJ have been talking about doing like trying to look for some sponsors and doing like giving like some t-shirts and putting their names. We got different.
Like how you do it. Like, remember how you were doing your soaps and all that stuff?
Yeah, we're going to
remember how you were like making soap and doing different things. Like you have to do your thing and just raise some money because people are going to buy it.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's that whole CrimeCon just is expensive. It's all well expensive.
But guess what? Guess what it's called? It's called networking.
I know. I'm going to try to do my best to make it all happen this month.
You meet a lot of people, and then you get to know them, and then they have you on their show. And like,
I know it's a lot of true crime podcasts. There's a lot of programming, TV. I know it, and I know it's expensive. And I thought the same thing. I was like, this is going to cost me a fucking shit ton to try to do this, but I think it would be great promotion for the channel.
Well, I think it's going to be great promotion for you and your passion.
Yeah, I know, but I wish it wasn't so expensive.
You have the passion. You have the passion behind you.
I got passion. I ain't got a whole lot of money. I got plenty of passion.
I know.
Not a whole lot of money.
Listen, my husband's a coal miner. I work in the medical field. My daughter's in competition cheer. And that takes my husband is literally like, I'm sick of it. We don't have no money for ourselves. And I'm like, I know, I'm done. Like, I can't deal with it. I'm like, we don't have nothing for ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to make some magic happen and we're going to be there. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll donate. You didn't have the thing going across your screen tonight because I was like, when I was talking to you earlier, I'm like, he doesn't have his thing because you had it like last week and I went in the wrong way and I did memberships, which is good because I'd rather, get some people some free memberships and stuff. But I'm like, I couldn't donate because like you didn't have your PayPal or whatever going across the screen tonight. because I was going to donate to that for that cause
Oh,
for you to go.
We'll make we're going to do a little video about it because we're trying to come up with a way to raise the funds. So we're still plotting it. Me and PJ been sitting around talking about what we could do for people that help sponsor us, like T-shirts. We put a gift bag together, put your names on the shirts, things of that nature. We've been trying to think of stuff. So over the next, here we're going to start taking care of it soon because we need to go ahead and secure our spot, even though it's not until the end of May.
Yeah, it's like the end of May,
Yeah.
like the very last weekend of May into the
first and second.
June.
Yeah, the 31st through the 1st and 2nd, I believe.
You got to book it, and you have to book it through CrimeCon because
Yeah, I know. They got to approve it. They also got to approve it too. So they don't approve everybody either. So we could put our application in. That's necessarily mean they're going to approve us, but I'm pretty sure
you better get on that.
I am. We're on it. Me and PJ was just talking about it today. Looking and just everything's so expensive. It's a financial thing.
Well,
it's just a financial thing. We're going to try our best to make it happen for sure.
Trust me, I know, and you're going to make it happen because people are going to donate because you need to be there. Because the way you travel and the things you do, and you don't have the money, and you bring this.
Well, I got some money. I just don't have all the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here dead broke, can't eat, but I don't have just.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. I think everybody knows that. You're a normal human.
Yeah.
You live here. Okay. You a hardworking citizen. Okay. Like, no, I know it's hard. I told you my husband's a coal miner. I work in the medical field. It's hard for us to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm saying nobody's saying you're dead broke and you're starving. It is expensive.
Yeah.
But you're going to make it happen, and it's networking, and it's going to help you.
Okay. Well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling. You be good.
All right. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, guys, I'll get more into the CrimeCon as it gets closer. Dolly!
Hi, Dolly. This is Diane in Tucson, Arizona.
Hey, Diane. How you doing?
Just a couple things that are really weird to me. So that girl, April, she went into that little basement window. And I saw pictures of it today. She had to drop down like 10 feet. How did she do that without hurting herself? And she'd never been to that house before. I'm sure it was dark in there. It was 9 o'clock at night. So she had to find her way around. If I was looking for my man, I would have went to every bedroom in that house.
Would you
know what I'm saying?
The house?
Huh?
Would you have broken the house if nobody came to the door? I think that's.
I don't think I would have went in that little window like she did. I might have broke. I don't know. I would have just called the police and got him there, I think, to get in. But there. So how did she go through that house without confronting Jordan? What if he had come out and shot her or something?
I know. Right, thinking she done broke in the house. It was a burglar.
Yeah. And I would have went upstairs to all the bedrooms looking. If I didn't see nothing downstairs, I don't know at what point she went out the back door before searching all the other rooms. That's kind of weird to me. And then another thing, that video that they're showing of the cars, well, that truck is David's truck, and that little reddish car is one of the others. I don't know which one. Two of them came in one vehicle. And
so they had two vehicles parked out in front of his house.
Yeah, and that truck was snow covered. Those vehicles came there at the same time, but someone apparently had cleaned off the windows of the little red car. Someone drove that car sometime in that evening. Like I'm saying, like there's discrepancy about the dogs. Alex said the dogs were there. The police said the dogs were not there. Well, that was 2 days later even, but even so, if his friends fell out and he decided he had to get the dogs out of the house, maybe he drove that vehicle to take the dogs to his parents because someone drove that car. It was snowing. It would have been covered just like the other truck. I don't know. That's just kind of weird to me. So
yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, there's no way he didn't notice that stuff if he left the house. And then once they realized, oh, well, their story kept changing as the questions changed. Well, why didn't you notice the cars? Oh, well, because I didn't go out the house. Well, you said you went out. No, I didn't. And then the lawyer just kept changing the story over and over again. So at this point, I don't know if he left the house, if he didn't leave the house.
And those vehicles were parked. One was parked on one side, one was parked on the other side. When it's snowing in Kansas City, I just moved from there. They have certain days that you can't park on the street, so the snowplows can go. Well, you know, if there was cars in the way, maybe the snowplow drivers should have been knocking on doors saying, whose vehicles are these? Get them out of here or something. But I don't know. That's just weird. And right before I came on with you, I watched a tarot card reader. And she's like the third one I've watched. And she says that he put, I don't know, they had been bullying him. And this was like a revenge visit, and they don't always go to party at his house. Did you see the spirit box? Did you see the spirit box video? Yeah, I saw yours. I saw T-Revs. I saw like 2 other ones besides them. But all the tarot card readers are saying the same thing, that he gave them something to make them feel good. That was supposed to make them happy. That was supposed to, I don't know, some kind of feel good thing. So I'm thinking like a date rape drug, because it's just suspicious to me. They were bullying him or teasing him about something, and it didn't sit right with him. So he was mad, and he went on to give them something else. But the tarot card reader said it's something that he saw a concoction on the internet that can't be detected. So who knows if it's going to be detected or not, but he knows what he did, and he put him out, and he just put it out of his mind.
Out they ain't got no drugs in their system. We need to put an APB out on Bigfoot.
Something. My gosh. Yeah, he's too smart. He's done too much research, and I don't know. I tend to believe this date rape thing because look at his interest in his research. It's on AIDS and HIV, and I don't know, just seems like he had some other intent. So
maybe.
And they weren't going for it. They weren't having it. They went outside. They wanted to get away, but they couldn't, because he had the keys. They couldn't go if they wanted to climb over the fence or however. Yeah. So anyways, that's just a couple things that I'm dwelling on, I guess.
Yeah. My whole thing, I could get past all of it, but I can't get past the wallets.
I know.
That's my biggest thing, and this is the wallets.
No, he had further intentions, I think. I think they passed inside actually too, and I think the reason David was in the chair is because he's the biggest one, and he couldn't
move him.
After he got the other 2 out there, he couldn't get him any farther. That's just,
and that makes a lot of sense right there. That, you know, he was heavy, so he couldn't drag him as far, and he sat him in the chair.
Yeah.
And then he drug the other 2 smaller guys
and
out.
I know they said there's no drag marks or nothing. I don't know how he could have did it. I've thought about it over and over in my mind.
What if they
could have put him on?
What if they died when Alex was there and Alex helped Jordan?
Maybe. And there was no text because it was still snowing. By the time the police had came, all the snow had already melted. There was nothing to see, if, you know, I don't know. And then the medics came, and they made tracks all over the place, because that's the first thing they're going to try to do is revive you.
Yeah, everybody walking back there. You know, I'm sure they didn't, you know, that the ambulance people probably didn't even go back there because the police could confirm they were dead, you know.
And I can't see someone going out there. Yeah, maybe they were drugged and it was hitting them slowly, and it finally hit them. They were going to pass out back there. How can you just fall and lay straight on your back? That doesn't, would you fall? How would you fall? You'd be on your face, or you'd be curled up, or you'd be like, I don't know, they'd be cold. Like, you couldn't just.
It seems like you would sit down and then crumple over, is what it seems like. But yeah, people that do them hard.
And you would be rolling around in the snow, maybe rolling around or moving around, not just lay down and can't move. I don't know.
And
maybe
the crazy thing is they would have all had to die at the same time too. So it ain't like one of them did it and died.
I know.
And then the other 2 were, oh, don't do that, he just died. They all did it simultaneously and all died together. That's just seems so strange and so unusual.
I know. We're never going to get those answers. I think I think he's guilty, but I think it was an accident. I mean, I think he drugged them. I don't think his intent was for them to freeze to death in the snow. I think he thought, he knew they were out there and he was just going to let them sleep it off, not even thinking. Maybe he thought, I don't know, but
sleep it off. You ain't gonna sleep it off.
No, but I think he didn't care. And then the tarot card reader said they tried to get in, but the door was locked. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hey, look,
a lot.
I appreciate you calling.
If only a fly on the wall could talk.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Have a good night.
You too. Be good. Peace.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is that coming? $16.99 for the platinum, and I'm assuming that's the CrimeCon. So yeah, we will be down there for 2020 CrimeCon. So make sure if you're in Nashville. Dolly,
it's Justin Rockford. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Justin? I'm chilling, living my best life.
Hey, that's all we can do. I just want to talk about the Kansas City 3, and yeah. So you are 100% foul play, huh?
Well, yeah.
Oh, you're changing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 100% foul play that he at least knew that his friends were dead in the back.
Okay, so you think that maybe that he knew, so it'd be like negligence, right?
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah, negligence. He didn't report the deaths of his friends.
Because I was gonna say I don't see foul play at all, because if you're an adult and you do something, you take something, that's your own. You do that yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like no one can, right? I think that's why they're having a hard time with this, because they know it's a OD. Yeah. And another thing too is, you remember when the detective, the police came out and said that they're not investigating this at all. 100%, it's not a homicide.
Yeah.
Well, like they would never come out and say that because they know. So they already found something.
What they said they did, and I ain't saying they were truthful, but they said they didn't find that. They said they didn't find no drugs or no drug paraphernalia.
Yeah, but they're not being truthful.
Maybe not.
Yeah, they always.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, are we better?
Yeah, you're better. You're better now.
Okay, but that's always part of the investigation and stuff, to get the real answers. Is you have to mislead and lie and do everything, because then they need to figure out what really happened. So they're not going to tell the public anything.
Yeah, I mean, them were the initial reports that they were found, no signs of foul play, no drugs, no paraphernalia. And I thought that was weird, because 3 people to drop dead in their 30s, there got to be drugs, there got to be drug paraphernalia. It didn't just magically get in their body.
Did you I know you do your thing and you're able to find a lot of good stuff out. Were you able to confirm or not confirm the social media post about the 3 dead birds in the backyard a week or 10 days before this incident?
No, I haven't. I have no way to confirm that or not.
Yeah, because I don't either. I have no clue as far as if it's being true or not true. The original video has been taken down, so which makes me think that it's not true. But if it is, that's a big thing too, because then something's up with that backyard.
Yeah, maybe it's a portal to the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know. We live in a weird, crazy world. Look, if there's no drugs in their system, we're looking for UFOs and Bigfoot at that point, or El Chupacabra.
No.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you calling in.
I just want to say before I go is that that it's going to come back and bad.
You're breaking up really bad. You're breaking up again.
100%. Thank you, Jolly. Love you. God bless you. Bye.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, we expected to come back with, drugs in their system. If I was a betting man, I would say it's the H and the F. Okay. And I want to thank Little Dove for gifting $5 memberships. Thank you so much, Little Dove. Big virtual hugs to you. And if you got a membership from Little Dove, make sure you thank her. All aboard the Dolly gifting train. Get you a nice window seat. Join up, become a member. We discuss a lot of cool things here. Let me pop the number back up to the phone lines. I got about 20 more minutes that I can hang out with you guys. And then Dolly got the call tonight because I'm going to be covering that accident, if you're just tuning in, of the car that drove off the Virginia Beach pier. They have not recovered the bodies or the body that is in the vehicle, and the damn vehicle is in the ocean at the end of the pier. So I'm going to go down there in the morning, fly the drone over there, share that footage with y'all tomorrow. But I will be live out there while I'm flying the drone. Okay. Now the drone footage won't be live because I don't have a good enough drone to stream footage from. They got them, but my drone don't do that because I ain't got money like that. But I will be showing you guys the video from the drone footage tomorrow. I will be out there. I mean, early in the morning. I'm talking like in 4 hours. I'll be leaving here in a little while. So as soon as the sun comes up, I want to be at the ocean front, right at the pier, flying drones over it, seeing what they're doing at daybreak, seeing if the divers are in the water, all that good stuff. So y'all guys are more than welcome to join me for that. I mean, I don't know if they're going to recover the car. They're waiting on the water conditions. Like I said, now if we get out there tomorrow morning, well, here in a few hours, and the water is calm, then they're going to be pulling this car out the water and retrieving this body. And now I ain't going to show nobody dead. Okay. Don't worry about that. I'll blur anything out, turn the camera, things of that nature. If they pull anything out the water, I'm not going to show you guys. Okay. So, if that comes to that, right now, I don't think they're going to do that today. I'm not sure. It's all depending. I'm going today. In just a couple hours, I'll be there. Okay. So in the morning, I'll be out there. Dolly.
Dolly?
Yes.
It's Short Legs again.
Hey, Short Legs.
I wanted to mention something real quick about Turtle Island.
Okay.
When people pay by Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, the $10, you're not going to see your name on the screen.
No.
You only see your name on the screen
When you super chat.
if you use a super chat or a super sticker.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only time you'll see your name on the screen.
Okay. Is that all you? Is that it?
And sometimes Dolly will mention your name if you do large super chats.
Okay.
But he doesn't normally say your name during Turtle Island. I had to say this because Miss Sherry was upset you didn't say her name.
Oh, okay.
So Miss Sherry. So say Miss Sherry's name.
Okay, Miss Sherry. I don't know. Did she donate through Cash App or PayPal or something? On Turtle Island? Are we talking tonight?
On Turtle Island.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, on Turtle Island.
I ain't even did Turtle Island in a month.
I know, but I had to say that because people were talking about it in one of the chats.
Okay, Short Legs. You be good.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, doll. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, the show Turtle Island, we haven't done that in a month. It's been almost a month. It ain't too far from season 4 coming back of my little internet game show. If you're just tuning in and you never seen my little internet game show, it's called Turtle Island. It's a fantasy island with a bunch of YouTube creators on it, and we vote them off. Okay. So we just did season 3. Bombshell, the channel Bombshell Reloaded 1. Okay. Bombshell 1 for season 3. So we're about to do a season 4, but that was a month ago. I don't know why that call is just coming in now, right? From some shit that happened a month ago. But yeah, there's going to be some changes and things. But like I said, there needs to be some justice for the Kansas City 3. Let me get back on track. Okay. The Kansas City 3, we need some justice for these guys. I'm sure their family wants some answers. And I think the right thing is this dude be charged with not reporting the death of his friends. I think there's enough evidence to say that is the case. Okay. There's no evidence to point that he killed these people, but there is evidence that he did not report it. And he should have, and that is against the law, negligence, and you know, you may open yourself up, since they're on your property, to civil suits from the family. Okay. Not reporting a crime, get your ass sued too. So criminally, civilly, and all that, you know, I believe that's the only way we're going to get any justice for the Kansas City Three. We're not going to get him in jail for murdering these people. We wouldn't get a conviction even if we did. The only thing I think it's sad, and the only punishment would be that. I think, and that really, in some states, it carries 10 years. In other states, it carries 1 to 2 years in prison. And then you got to go on guidelines and past criminal records. And even if they charged him with it, he might end up getting a couple years probation for not reporting the deaths. It ain't like he's going to instantly go to prison or anything like that. But even if they put some minor charges on him, at least the family gets some justice. It feels like something's been done about it. Right now, it's just nothing. They get nothing. They get no answers, no nothing. So they're just mad right now and upset. And I mean, that's the case anytime somebody dies, people are mad and upset. But you add all these unanswered questions to it, and then it's just absolutely terrible. I agree, out of court, they need to know what happened. For sure, they need to know what happened. And I mean, of course, the drugs in their system is going to tell them what happened for the most part. But he knows they went outside. Why he didn't report the deaths of his friends, I have no clue. I couldn't find no reason in this world that he would want to kill his friends, because that's one of the first things you got to look for is motive. He had more money than them. It wasn't robbery. These people were engaged and had families, so it wasn't behind a girl. And usually that's what dudes fight over: money, girls, things like that. And dudes only fight, and we don't hold grudges like women. You know, women, y'all get mad at each other and y'all stay mad for like ever. Like you'll die and come back a different person and you still mad. Dudes don't quite operate like that. We'll get mad at each other and then 20 minutes later we chill. That's just how guys operate. So I don't think he was really mad at his friends. If anything, he possibly did some drugs with them. He laid on a couch and went to sleep, and they died from it. Tolerance, maybe he does more drugs than they do. Or maybe they did the exact same amount of drugs and he just didn't die. People, bodies handle drugs different ways. Something I could take might kill you. Something you could take might kill me. That's just how the body operates. There's no certain level of drugs that are okay. Well, if I do a little bit of this, see, I'll be fine. No. It might be all it takes, that little bit. You may be able to do a lot. And then one day you do a little bit and it kills you. Maybe something different in it. Your body changes all the time. Something that you might have been fine doing one day might kill you the next. And it's sad. If it ain't a conspiracy and a cover up, then these young men put this stuff. Kelsey, is that how you say that? Kelsey? Thank you for becoming a member. That's a great way to keep Dolly alive. Big virtual hugs to you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. We may never know the answers to if they took it or if somebody gave it to them, like forced it on them in their drink or something like that. We may never know that because they didn't do a search. They didn't take any evidence. They ruled out foul play. If these families get any justice, it's going to be for him not reporting it. Okay. And that's what I hope happens today when that family goes in there, is just be like, look, the prosecutors, they're going to know that they can't get him for murder. There's no evidence. Nobody's seen it. There's no eyewitnesses. There's no murder weapon. There's no motive. But I'm pretty sure they think he knew. He didn't report the cars, the keys. He didn't answer the phones, things of that nature. I know it ain't much, but a little bit of justice in this world is better than no justice. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, guys. There's 1,028 of you here. And make sure after the video you leave a comment. That helps this ugly, ugly face in the algorithm. Plus, I'm going to pack my stuff up. And we're going to go down to the ocean front. And around 6 o'clock, 6:30-ish, when the sun is cracking up here on the East Coast, we're going to be at the pier. We're going to see what the divers are down there doing. We're going to see if they're going to recover this vehicle today. The press conference and things are out like that. So I will see you guys in like 4 hours at the ocean front. We're taking Dolly outside. We're getting up out the studio today. We're taking a field trip, Jamie. Thank you for becoming a member. Okay. We're taking a field trip to see if we can see them snatch this car out the water or what's going on firsthand. Cause there really ain't a whole lot of news on it, but the local news, and you know, our local news, they half-ass shit. They cover it for like 3 minutes and they move on to something else. So we're going to see what's going on at the beach. So be here with me. Tune in. If you're asleep, I understand it. But if you ain't, try to hang out with me. And I will see you guys then. Dahlia's out. Peace.